For the last 40 years, society has sold you a very specific, very dangerous lie. You were told that if you wanted job security, prestige, and wealth, you needed to get out of the physical world into a digital desk job. You were told to go to the university, get a degree, sit in an air conditioned office, and manipulate data on a screen. Manual labor, the skilled trades, and physical service roles were looked down upon as fallback careers for those who couldn't make it in the corporate knowledge economy. Welcome to 2026. The algorithms has flipped the script. A massive groundbreaking study from Anthropic, one of the world's leading AI laboratories, has just confirmed what I have been warning the corporate executive about for the last 2 years. The jobs most vulnerable to total AI annihilations are not the physical ones. They are the routine, digital, knowledge based desk job that you spent 4 years in university preparing for. The entry level data analyst, the junior copywriters, the spreadsheet managers, they are being automated out of existence. Meanwhile, the electrician, the HVAC technicians, the senior nurse, and the high end hospitality managers have become structurally untouchable. Today, we are completely dismantling the white collar illusion. I'm going to break down the exact mathematics of this anthropic study, explain why the 3D physical world is the ultimate defense against artificial intelligence, and show you exactly how to pivot your career architecture so you are not replaced by a $50 monthly subscription. Grab a notebook. The definition of valuable job just changed forever. Welcome back. I am Dr. HR. If you are new to my frameworks, you must understand the exact lens through which I view the corporate labor market. I do not give emotional, academic, or a feel good career advice. I look at career trajectories and a global economy as a structural algorithmic systems. My foundation is a bachelor's in computer engineering. I approach the labor market the same way an engineer approaches a highly complex, volatile tech stack. I paired that aggressive structural mindset with a master's in human resource management from prestigious Tata Institute of Social Sciences TISS in Mumbai. And I eventually earned my PhD in HR. I'm in Dubai since 2010 and worked with over 20 companies as a full-time employee as well as a consultant. Because of this intersection of computer engineering and human capital, I understand exactly how algorithms process information, and I understand exactly what human beings are required to do when algorithms fails. When Anthropic releases a study on job vulnerability, I do not read it as a news article. I read it as a predictive roadmap for the next decade of corporate payroll. Let us break down the architecture of the new economy. Phase 1. Moravec's paradox and the white collar trap. In the 1980s, AI researchers discovered a phenomena that we all call Moravec's paradox. The paradox states this: what is incredibly hard for humans, like complex mathematics, data processing, and playing chess, is ridiculously easy for AI. But what is incredibly easy for human beings, like walking up a flight of stairs, identifying a broken pipe by touch, and reading the emotional tension in a room, is almost impossible for an AI. For decades, we ignored this paradox. We built an entire global education system around training humans to act like a biological computers. We trained you to memorize data, process spreadsheets, and write routine reports. The Anthropic study just declared that era is over. If your job consists of taking digital information from one screen, formatting it, and moving it to another screen, your leverage is gone. Routine digital tasks like data entry, basic accounting, junior coding, and administrative logistics are being eaten alive by large language models. The white collar trap is that millions of professionals still believe their knowledge protects them. It does not. Knowledge is now a free commodity. And AI can read every medical journal, every legal precedent, and every financial regulations ever published in less time than it takes you to drink your morning coffee. If your only value to the market is what you know, you are obsolete. Your value must now be based on what you can do in unpredictable environment. Phase 2. The physical premium, why trades are untouchable. Let us look at the roles the Anthropic study identified as the most resistant to automation: electricians, plumber, mechanics, and HVAC technicians. Why are these roles untouchable? Because they operate in chaotic, three-dimensional, unpredictable physical world. An AI agent can write a flawless Python script in 3 seconds, but an AI cannot crawl into a 120-degree ceiling cavity in Dubai high-rise, diagnose a leaking condenser unit by listening to the specific rattle of the motor, bypass a corroded wire, and negotiate the repair approval with an angry building manager. That sequence of events require real world judgment, tactile feedback, and physical dexterity. We are decades away from robots being cheap enough, agile enough, and smart enough to replicate the nuanced physical problem solving of a master tradesperson. What does this mean for the market? It means we are about to see a massive salary inversion. For years, the mid level corporate managers made more money than the master electrician. That is ending because the corporate manager's skills are easily replicated by software. Their wages will stagnate or collapse. But because we have spent the last 30 years telling young people not to go into a physical trade, we have a massive shortage of skilled physical labor, high demand, extremely low supply, and zero threat of AI automation. The master plumber, the specialized mechanic, and the elite HVAC engineer are about to become the new high earning upper class of 2026 labor market. They hold the ultimate structural leverage. Phase 3, the empathy deficit, care and hospitality. The second category of highly resistant job identified by the study involves direct human interaction. Roles like childcare worker, nursing aides, cooks, lifeguard, and high-end hospitality staff. You must look at those roles and think, but AI can diagnose a disease better than a doctor. Yes, it can. But AI cannot hold the hand of a terrified patient and deliver that diagnosis with empathy. AI cannot manage the chaotic energy of a classroom of 5-year-old. AI cannot de-escalate a frustrated VIP guest at a 5-star hotel. We call this the empathy deficit. As our world becomes increasingly digitized, automated, and sterile, genuine human connections becomes a premium luxury commodity. People will pay a massive premium to deal with a human being who possesses high emotional intelligence. If you are in a service or care-oriented role, you must understand that your primary asset is no longer your technical ability to execute the task. Your primary asset is your humanity. The companies that survive the AI revolution will be the ones that use AI to automate the back office logistics while doubling down on highly empathetic, emotional, intelligent human being for every single client-facing interaction. Phase 4, the entry-level extension in corporate. We must address the terrifying warning buried in the Anthropic study. The entry-level corporate role is shrinking rapidly. If you are a university student or a recent graduate targeting a traditional desk job, you are walking into a bloodbath. Historically, companies hired entry-level staff to do the boring, routine grunt work. You did the data entry, you wrote the meeting minutes, you pulled the basic reports. That is how you learned business. And after 3 years, you were promoted. Today, AI does all the grunt work instantly. Therefore, the company does not need to hire you. The junior tier of the corporate ladder has been sawed off. We discussed this in the agent maxing protocol. Why hire 4 junior developers when one senior engineer can orchestrate 10 AI agents? If you're fighting for a knowledge-based desk job in 2026, you cannot market yourself as a junior anything. You cannot ask the company to pay you to learn. You must step into the interview room as an AI conductor. You must prove that you can manage the models, verify the output, and immediately bridge the gap between the digital data and the physical execution. Phase 5, the hybrid career architect, how to position yourself. So how do you actually survive this structural shift? Whether you are a white-collar knowledge worker trying to save your career or a blue-collar tradesperson looking to maximize your leverage, the strategy is the same. You must build a hybrid skill DNA. If you are a desk worker, you must violently rip yourself away from the screen and move towards a physical and the interpersonal. You cannot just be a data analyst. You must be the data analyst who presents the finding to the board, manages the stakeholders' emotion, and negotiate the physical implementation of the strategy. You must become the human bridge. If your entire job can be done via email without ever speaking to another human being or touching a physical object, your job is already dead. If you are in a physical trades, you must recognize that your physical skills are your moat. But AI is your ultimate accelerator. Do not ignore the tech. Use AI to handle the back office of your trade. Use AI to automate your invoicing, generate your client's proposal, and optimize your supply chain logistics. When you combine the untouchable physical skills of a master tradesperson with the high speed operational efficiency of an AI agent, you transform from being a simple laborer to a highly scalable business owner. Look at the market. The rules of engagement have fundamentally inverted. For decades, we chased the digital and abandoned the physical. We chased the screen and abandoned the human connection. Now, the machines has conquered the screen, and the only premium value left in the market is exactly what the machine cannot do. Real world physical judgment and deep human empathy. Do not panic. Adapt your architecture. If you are ready to completely stop operating on an outdated 2025 career map and start building your level AI native economy, the ultimate manual is waiting for you. So stop grinding blindly. Start architecturing systematically. Process the blip, execute the strategy, and I'll see you at the top.